So, good night, everyone. Tonight we are reading an article from one very good man that knows something in this sphere. And the article is called Network Effect and Elites. Okay, let's start. What the present ruling class undervalues in its organs is the unlimited capabilities of the network effect. In the present highly networked world, the network effects only can provide the elite with the necessary means to hold real power in hands. Not money, 98% of which is in a thin air or bubblenomics, but the mass appreciation in social networks can guarantee enough power to control, to some extent, the global population. The network effect has nothing similar to a cudgel of bank credits that holds people in fear, making them hate the system in their hearts. This is a more delicate instrument to resonate with which some special skills need to be learned. Should the elites who are always busy with important stuff learn to do so? They should first comprehend that masses are continuously re-evaluating the role of common people in the creation and distribution of the online content. Common people do not want to meekly listen to the official broadcasters any longer. The present-day digital networks allow citizens to create discourses on an equal footing with official media channels. The days when a silent majority had no voice at all have gone forever. Communists still exist. Such one-way channels as radio and television, in which only a one-to-many, elite to masses, mode of content distribution is possible, are facing a strong competitor that provides both one-to-one, peer-to-peer, and many-to-many, like forums, modes of communication, the internet. Formerly voiceless little people got access to a chamber where any humble servant can shout louder than any king, the networks. Social media redistribute the true social influence from a small group of elitists with their pocket media to broad masses with their network effect. The following essential definition of a network effect lies in such redistribution. The more participants are included in a network, the bigger value the network acquires. But pay your attention, not listeners or viewers, but full participants are implied. They take part in the conversation. This is how postmodernity comes knocking out at our door. Thanks to a network effect, the lower classes have an opportunity to question the very image of elites quite safely. And the nicest aspect in it is that the new postmodern ethics allows plebei, to show all possible impiety towards powers that be. The police, with its rubber bullets and tear gas, is powerless against a virtual community of like-minded people, even though they gather spontaneously and for a while. Even with a humble network effect, they can launch a self-evolving process of damaging any elitarian image, however influential. Even with a humble network effect, they can launch a self-evolving process of damaging any elitarian image, however influential the career of the image is. Such an elitist will never be nice and fluffy for a wide audience anymore. And if the campaign appeals clearly to people's sense of justice, its network effect starts growing rapidly. After that, my whitening via official TV cannot be of any help. The days of glory of the elitists are numbered. Unless, of course, such a person can arrange an equal network counter effect. Thus, a battle for a status today is a battle between network effects. Okay, we have one more article about non-virtual backing of virtual currencies. It's about mining the Bitcoin. Okay, let's start. Many people who are brought up in the paradigm of modernity can be confused by the very term. They may perceive it as something ephemeral, something having no tangible objectification. And they are right in a certain sense, since this is about an electromagnetic process that is a movement of energy but not of a matter. The ones who are used to feeling crisp dollar bills in hands would be suspicious of cryptocurrencies that circulate only within the internet, having no banks in the background. They don't care about the pure human belief that actually stays behind crispy banknotes. They need to understand which real valuables are backing crypto. A popular misconception that only lines of computer code provide Bitcoin's existence keeps a lot of proponents of solid values far away from crypto economy. The defiance of the fundamentals of blockchain is a typical feature of consumers mesmerized by the metrics. In contrast to them, the postmodernity-oriented people can figure out quite a simple backing of crypto on their own. Energy and capital are the two basic real-world valuables that stay behind Bitcoin. A huge amount of electricity is consumed by validating nodes that support running the Bitcoin blockchain. This is what is better known as mining, a process of validation of blocks of data along with building a chain of blocks, the blockchain. This pure machine process provides the human-less consensus between network users about the authenticity of transactions in Bitcoin. It requires very significant computing power and therefore a lot of electric energy has to be consumed. The total power consumption of such a country as New Zealand can be an equivalent. Since 2009, dozens of billions of dollars have been invested in Bitcoin. Such capitalization is enough to make Bitcoin holders confident in the real value inherent in Bitcoin. It is also worth remembering that all those invested billions do not belong to any organization or a person who can be recognized as an issuer of Bitcoin. Otherwise, it would be as risky to trust such a central point of failure as to trust any bank. However, Bitcoin capitalization is spread over the internet and anybody is able to neither steal nor nullify the value of Bitcoin. In addition to valuables from a real world, the strong network effect with millions of users supports Bitcoin with their trust. And we know that public trust is what makes any money valuable. Thus, we can see some diversified sources that provide Bitcoin with real value. In addition to a strong public trust, Bitcoin is backed by millions of units of hardware that cost a lot. The hardware consumes many gigawatts of electric power that also cost a lot. Besides, billions of real dollars invested in Bitcoin reflect the monetized business value of the cryptocurrency. Dozens of thousands of online crypto exchanges, trading platforms, Bitcoin-specific software, mobile applications, and many other relating crypto projects should be taken into account as well. They all have their own monetized value that is impossible without Bitcoin. Millions of man-hours spent on the internet by Bitcoin users constitute another valuable resource that gives real value to crypto. It seems Bitcoin, with its purely virtual origin, appears more real in many practical aspects than the majority, if not all, of conventional currencies do. It is just enough to observe its characteristics to ask, what non-virtual money can offer something similar? Let's specify what we have in Bitcoin at the end of the day. An invulnerable, inalienable, state-agnostic, internet-based virtual asset that is backed by enormous energy and huge capital. The asset that does not require believing in its legitimacy, since the whole history of transactions is verifiable by any user at any moment. Besides, Bitcoin has a huge network effect as a unit of value exchange and an online system of transactions simultaneously. What other money than Bitcoin can offer similar transparency, credibility, and immutability? None of the available fiat currencies can, obviously.